Hello, Miss Alessa. So looking at your introduction, the length of your introduction doesn't bother me at all. And I like the way that you started, but you don't really seem to have a position statement that you're taking. The importance that it is protected, preserved, and emphasized. Is that the point that Wilbur's making? Is that the point that Collins is making? And I guess the question you should be asking yourself is, why would the AP people give you two poems with exactly the same point to write about? So there's probably some tension between the points that the two poets are making. Not a bad introduction, but a stronger position statement would be very useful. I'm going to look at the body paragraphs now. Okay, so you've got a lot of really good specific quotes in here. You're dealing with some very sophisticated poetic terminology, which is awesome, and you're using it right, which is awesome. I do question why, if you wanted to talk about the differences between the two poems, you didn't just organize yourself with one body paragraph on the first poem and one body paragraph on the second poem. Having both poems in the same paragraph structurally doesn't make as much sense. The organizational structure is not as helpful to the reader as it probably could be. The second body paragraph, on the contrary, the corruption of the mind is understated in the work, while Collins fails to present this. But then the transition into this idea of structure doesn't make a lot of sense. And maybe this is an indication that it would have been better, again, to have a barred owl paragraph and a history teacher paragraph. But this sort of transition from the topic sentence, which actually would be a decent position for the entire essay if you wanted, that transition is just really hard to follow. But I like your use of poetic terminology, your use of quotes. There are lots of them, and they are appropriate. They're apt and specific, which is what you're supposed to have. Your essay sounds finished, even though you don't have a conclusion, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I think overall, probably a 6. It would be a 7 based on your details if you had a stronger position to defend and your organization was useful in defending that position. Good job.